the trash talk tailgate.
Strong right slot, Z right. Spider 2-eye banana seal.
You're going to call it like it's your favorite play you've ever gotten in your life.
All in, my ass. That's a godlike comma, Skip. But the Cowboys, oh man, Jerry Jones really knows how to cook up a stagnated offseason. They're looking about as good as black licorice that's been melted in the sun. Oh man. And the NFC East looks like it's only getting stronger. The Cowboys, though, they're just treading water, kicking their little feet, and a big old shark is looking to eat. Dr. Preston, you got any interesting information on the Cowboys offseason?
Yeah, they haven't done shit.
Nada.
They re-signed their long snapper, and they signed Eric Kendricks. And they lost Tyron Smith, who's a future Hall of Famer. So their offensive line is going to be a lot worse. They lost Tony Pollard, who was their starting running back.
They lost RB1
last year.
Immediately the year after losing RB1.
And now Deuce Vaughn is going to be their starting running back. But although they did sign Rico Dowdle. So, there's that. But, I mean, like you said, Riley, the NFC East has just gotten a lot stronger. They've made a lot of fucking power moves, and the Cowboys just haven't done anything. Like the Eagles, they got Saquon Barkley. They got Saquon, dude. And they, despite Jason Kelce retiring, they still have one of the best offensive lines in football. And Jalen Hurts will be healthy this year. They.
Who do you think squats more, Saquads or Jalen?
Dude, I'd
love to see them in a squat off. That's a pretty legsy backfield.
Now we have to make that happen, Riley.
Dude, for sure.
We have to make that happen.
Dude,
I would probably say
the
Saquads.
They seem like they should win that, right? Philly, I mean, they're not really losing much. They're gaining a good bit. Obviously losing Kevin Byard, but they brought him in mid-season and then went on that absolutely atrocious downslide. So I don't think they're going to be too upset about cutting ties with him. And then DeAndre Swift, the running back. I mean, this has been a great running back, but Saquads, man, they're replacing them at least with someone that should, on paper, compete very, very on a similar level. Maybe not the same, but a similar level.
If Saquon can stay healthy, he's one of the best running backs in the league. So the Eagles have definitely gotten better. They also added C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Their secondary was a real problem last year. And even the Giants, I've questioned what the Giants have done in the past. I still think their offensive line is a turnstile, but they're loading up defensively. Like they have, I'll give the Giants credit. They have gotten one side of the trenches correct. The defensive line. They now have Sexy Dexy. They trade for Brian Burns, the former Carolina Panther first-round draft pick. And they also have Kayvon Thibodeau.
Yeah.
So that's pretty fucking scary.
And they've tried to go out and they've tried to shore up their offense. I mean, they've gotten a couple pieces, a piece on the offensive line. They've got a new running back. Obviously, they lose Saquon, which sucks, and he goes to a division rival in the Eagles, which sucks.
It does.
But I felt like both of those parties needed to move on from each other anyways. So, that's just one of those where you just gotta take the bid and go on.
Dude, imagine valuing Daniel Jones more than Saquon Barkley.
Trying to stay upright and he trips.
That's what the Giants did.
They also picked up Drew Lock to come back up Daniel Jones, though Daniel Jones is the starter. That's what they whispered in his ear creepily the day one he gets there. And I guess for the Giants, the only thing they really need to do is get some more wide receivers and pray that Daniel Jones can hit him.
No. I mean, dude, honestly, man, we've talked about this before. They should have never let go Tyrod Taylor.
He earned it.
Tyrod Taylor should be their starter.
And that's not just Virginia bias. Check the stats.
Hey, just so you know, Tyrod Taylor, his 2015 season starting for the Buffalo Bills when they made the playoffs for the first time in 18 years, he had better stats across the board than Lamar Jackson did this year, and Lamar Jackson won MVP. I'm just saying, go look it up. I'm serious. Ty God Taylor is I will die on this hill, bro. Tyrod Taylor absolutely deserves to be a starter. He's a really good starter in the NFL. He's just absolutely been shit on. Fucking. Oh, dude, it's awful. The Giants also got Devin Singletary to replace Saquon Barkley, the Texans running back.
Someone that can produce.
So, solid running back. I still don't like the Giants' offensive line and their quarterback situation, but I mean, at least defensively, they should be really good,
and I guess
especially up front.
Yeah, I think if we're talking about the Cowboys going all in, and we're here just kind of ripping them apart for not doing it, let's go to the exact opposite of the Cowboys and talk about a team that, for better or for worse, is going all in, and that's the Washington Commanders right now. Adam Peters, the new GM out of the 49ers, he's coming in as marketed. What they said on paper is true. And like I said, for better or for worse, we don't know how it's going to work out yet. But he has come in and he has made moves this offseason. So we did lose some pieces. We lost Kendall Fuller, who's a great corner. Lost Cameron Crowe. Yeah, we lost Cam.
Great slot.
He's great. That is a big loss, but at the same time, he just wasn't happy with the organization. So that's one of those, kind of like what we said with Saquon and the Giants, where it was just like, this isn't working. We need to move on. It doesn't matter how great you are. You're not going to be great here. You're not going to be happy. We're not going to be good with you. Have a great, enjoy the rest of your career. I hope you do great things. And then we lost Cameron Crowe, which sucks. We just couldn't come to a contract agreement with him, and that also happens. Hey. And then we traded Sam Howell, our starting quarterback.
Yep.
Obviously, we have the second overall pick in this draft. The idea is that we're probably going to pick up our future quarterback. We also picked up Marcus Mariota, though, in the meantime, just to add some veteran presence. And I think that's a great – a lot is said about Marcus Mariota's on-field play, but when he isn't with the Atlanta Falcons, he seems to be a solid leader.
I mean, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Riley, can I just say something real quick? Not to look too much into the Marcus Mariota signing, but don't you think that Marcus Mariota signing with y'all means that y'all are leaning towards drafting Jaden Daniels?
I mean,
because you want your backup to have a similar style as your starting
I
quarterback.
don't want to give
what
myself that much hope. They're already giving me enough hope, and it's still the Washington organization, so I'm not even going to comment on that. I'm not going to comment on that.
You don't think they're that smart?
That's way too optimistic for me. But before we talk about the draft, and we'll definitely do some draft recaps, so stick around, like, comment, subscribe. We're definitely going to talk about all of the craziness of the draft. It's one of the best 3 days of the year for sure. Back to the Washington Commanders.
It's beautiful.
I'm about to run a laundry list for you guys. Austin Eckler, amazing running back from the Chargers, added. Like I said, Marcus Mariota, a solid, sustainable veteran backup. We added Zach Ertz, an aging superstar, but he's only 1 year contract, $5 million with benefits, so up to $5 million, not even $5 million guaranteed. We lost Logan Thomas after the season. It looks like he might retire. So he's, we have Cliff Kingsbury as our OC this year. So Zach Ertz, they're longtime buddies from over in Arizona. It kind of makes sense to bring him in, someone that's going to know the system, someone that's going to help be a cornerstone piece. We added a lot of Dante Fowler Jr. We poach him. Dan Quinn brings in one of his favorite players. Frankie Louvu from the Panthers, exciting player. We snapped the Cowboys center and all of that stagnation and not doing anything. We take a player from him. We re-signed Cornelius Lucas, one of our offensive tackles. He's actually planning to be the backup. We just re-signed him, make sure that we have somebody. Efa Aboda, he returns. That's one of the pathway players. I love to see those pathway players. He's an African. I forget what he did. He did rugby, African rugby star, if I'm not mistaken, who came over here.
Riley, you just need a 7 foot tall.
We got a 6'7" one. Is that close enough? He's pretty tall.
Okay. That is close enough. Do you hashtag trust the process, Riley?
I'm hoping I can. We added Jeremy Chin. So like I said, we lose Cameron Curl. We got Jeremy Chin. That's a good, solid backup. He, once again, aging superstar, maybe. 1 year, $5 million. Not a bad price tag.
Did you mention Bobby Wagner yet?
Doris Armstrong.
Oh, okay.
We lost Montez Sweat, Chase Young. That was big news. We signed a lot of defense in. It's Doris Armstrong, 3-year deal. Cleanan Farrell, a VA, and an 804 boy, a Clemson boy, a guy that knows how to win games. Yep. Exactly, dude.
I played against that man in high school. Didn't sack me. One of my proudest high school career moments.
Once again, solid deal.
Yeah.
Michael Davis. Jeremy Reeves, he comes back. Once played with us. Did make an all-pro Pro Bowl for his special teams play with us. So that's a big for us. We signed Brandon McManus. And, yeah, Bobby Wagner, Jamison Crowder. Get a new long snapper. Nick Allegretti, the offensive guard from the Kansas City Chiefs. One of the only players besides like Patrick Mahomes and Chris Jones that was there for all of the Super Bowls so far. It's looking good. It's looking good, especially compared to the Cowboys, who look so bad. So bad.
So, Riley,
It's so bad.
when you guys go 5-12 this year,
gonna tell me
you know
to
what I'm
trust
going to
the
do for
process?
you? I mean, I am, but I'm also going to get you a cake that says at least you tried.
At least we went #all in. You know what? Listen.
You did, dude.
Honestly,
You went
we could
hashtag
go
all in.
5-12 this season. We could suck this season. I'm just happy to see movement. I can
That's
feel
true.
for Cowboys fans because that's how the Washington organization has been since in my entire fandom. Like, we've never made a lot of moves. We've always just like piece here, piece there, not really done much. Just try to build the team we have, and like the past few years, you just felt like this team this year, as terrible as we did, that wasn't gonna cut it. We needed to crop and burn. And so I'm just glad we did that.
What do you mean, dude? You're telling me that the long snapper Trent Sieg isn't going to help the Cowboys beat the Packers in the
Actually,
playoffs?
I think he's the
That's
most
what you're telling me?
Because that's how bad the Cowboys are. Their long snapper, they got to make sure that all those kicks get back
Dude,
there.
The Cowboys, I think, in case people have forgotten, the Cowboys got their shit kicked in by a very young, upstart Green Bay Packers roster with the first-year starting quarterback in Jordan Love. They lost that game 48-32 at home, and it was not that close. I think, as much as we shit on the Cowboys, Riley, like, I do feel for Cowboys fans because they have an owner that's constantly saying all this shit, and then he just never backs it up. Like, oh, yeah, we're going to go all in. We're going to go all in, guys. And then just motherfuckers have 6 roster moves. And, I mean, like, dude, think about it. Think about all the free agents that were available. Like, you could have gotten Derrick Henry, like the Baltimore Ravens did. You could have gotten, potentially, Mike Williams.
There's so many
with the
people.
Jets.
There's so many
Like,
people. And the Cowboys is
so
such an attractive destination.
like,
I don't get why, but they are. I don't understand why, but they are.
Yeah.
And so it's like they could really do so much, and they really don't do anything. They didn't do anything so far. I guess my only gamble guess is that they're waiting to try to do a bunch of shit at the draft. Question mark? Shrug?
I mean, to be fair, they do build through the draft. Like, they've always built through the draft, but it hasn't gotten them.
But they just had the potential to do some stuff in the offseason that could help them where you don't have to rely on draft players, because I feel like that's the dumbest thing to do in professional football is rely on the draft. Like, a lot of these kids, like, they're just it's like 22-year-olds, man, like 23-year-olds, even younger sometimes. And you're like, you're gonna ask this kid to come in and have to be amazing to make you guys good, and then get upset at them when they don't do that, and then go, I don't get how this didn't work.
Dude, like, half of the NFL franchises are just like, wait, what did you just say? That actually makes sense.
What? But they played in college.
Yeah. You're telling me if I have a dog shit team, just absolute dog shit, a quarterback coming in as a rookie isn't going to change that?
You're telling me
That's
that
what you're telling
generational
me?
talent doesn't come more than once in a year? You're telling me that I can't find a generational talent quarterback in every round of the draft?
Jesus Christ, Riley. What are we doing? Dude. God, this is why the NFL just, dude, some franchise is going to do it. And it's going to change their whole life. Hashtag hire the TT fucking
absolutely.
T.
But in the meantime, you can like and subscribe and comment to the TTT. And we'd appreciate that very much. But for this episode, we're done. We're going to get off the Cowboys toilet, clean ourselves, and get out of here, y'all. Peace.